Good noon, everyone, and welcome back to AWP Lab Sessions. We are continuing online. We are at practical number 6, where we need to create REST APIs using Node.js, right? And we need to understand first what is API. Probably in tomorrow's lecture, I'm going to create one API in front of you. But for today's lab session, let me clarify how you are going to work and how you are actually going to create one API here. Look, API is nothing but application programming interface. Interface, we are not asking entire page, but we are asking for, let's say, a part of the content. We are actually requesting server to give us some data, not the entire page. That's how we can say server is providing some kind of interface to communicate. And when we are communicating, when your web app is communicating with server application, those two applications must be communicating in some common format. So we'll be using JSON format here. Now you all know what is JSON, right? So when client sends any request, and if that request need to be done with some data, then you need to send that data in JSON format. Now, if client is asking something to retrieve and server is sending that data back, then again that data will go in terms of JSON format. Other than that, it is nothing but request and response. But when we talk about APIs, it is not only the GET request. You may have GET request, PUT request, patch request, delete request, and so on. So all different types of HTTP requests. We have seen these requests in AngularJS also, using HTTP module of Angular. We had seen there are multiple types of HTTP requests available. We have made only GET request at that time. But look, when you require something from the server, you simply say GET request. But if you want server to create something new, okay, we are going to have PUT request. If you want server to delete something, then you'll have delete request. If you want server to update something, you'll go for patch request, and so on. And at server side, even you can handle those different requests. Now, why do we have these different requests? So because on a single URL, we can handle multiple different kind of requests also. So on my index file, I can have a GET request, as well as I can have PUT request also. I can also have delete request on the same index page, same index URL. That's why we require different types of HTTP requests here. So with a single routing, we can have different kind of requests, and the request will be handled appropriately. So if you want to do this thing, let's say you want to create Node.js REST APIs for your product and category details. Let's say you want to fetch product list and the category list. Now, if you just want to fetch it, you will have a GET request. But for example, you want to add a new product or add a new category, then you are going to send that new product detail or the category detail with your request, and it is going to be PUT request. If you want to update some existing product, okay, then you are going to have that product data. You will send that updated product data. It is coming from just a form. But when you submit that form, update form, it is going to be the patch request at server side, right? So from AngularJS, you may send some request, GET, PUT, patch, and at a Node.js application, you will receive and handle those requests, GET, PUT, patch, delete, and so on. So let me show you how you can do this thing. Well, this is what the Express example we have seen, right? And using Express, it makes very easy to handle all the requests. routing part and so on. So this is your Node.js application where you have Express, you are using Express application, and you have gone for GET requests only. So all these are GET requests because we only need to return the entire HTML file. That's it. So it is just a GET request, getting data. Now, when you create an API, what you can do is, well, you can have your own, like, let's say, API prefixed, something prefixed URL or routing, and then let's say product. Okay, so let's say only product you can use to retrieve all the products and send it back. So it is a GET request. It is only the GET request. Now you may have, let's say, product with some ID. Now parameters we will see in a next lecture, how you can handle those parameters, but I'll explain that thing. But when you have some ID on the same URL, if you do have some ID, then you are not accessing entire product list, but you are accessing the detail of a particular product. So even you are accessing, so it is going to be the GET request. But maybe, let's say, on the same URL, you've passed some ID with some request data and you want to update it, then this can be the patch request. Okay, so on your app, you can have GET request, you can have patch request, you can have delete request, and so on. So you can have these routings set up at a Node.js application, which will handle those requests based on the HTTP request type, maybe GET, patch, put, and so. And inside this callback method, you are going to perform that request. So if it is a GET request, you get your data and send it back. Right now, we do not have database connection. So what you will do is you will keep all these data somewhere in the file. You can have a JSON file, okay? And inside your JSON file, you keep all your product data. Another file can be category data and so on. So if you are accessing product, then you read that product file and send that data back to the client. If it is category listing, then you read category.json file and send it back to the client. Later on, what we'll do is we will change that file handling code to the database handling code. Other structure of your application will be the same. That's what you are going to do. Now, when you say put request or patch request, you have to handle your file at present. You have to append new product in your file, and you have to update existing data in your file. Now, if you are not comfortable with updating that portion, leave it blank. But you can put extra product. You can simply append extra product in your file appending process. We all know that, right? So that's what you have to do here. Now, how do you test whether all these things are working properly or not? Oh, when you write some code here, okay, GET request is easy to test because you can go to your browser and simply type this URL in the URL portion address bar. Then it is going to always have the GET request, and you can have that GET request easily. But how to send put request, patch request, or delete request from browser? Not easy, right? We have to create some kind of form which will do that thing. So, well, if you are using AngularJS application, let me open that address book. Okay. Now this is the address book app.js file, if you remember. Then from your AngularJS application, you can send your HTTP requests using HTTP module. So you know that we have already done that thing. HTTP GET request Now we were making a GET request for file, but now onwards, what you'll do is you will go for http.get, and you will have the entire URL of your Node.js application here. So it will be something like localhost colon 8000 port and slash your web page or GET request URL. So here you are going to have that entire URL, http colon double slash localhost colon port number slash, and then your routing, this one. Okay, so when you do this, or when you go for the GET request from your AngularJS application, it is going to make that GET request. This is the GET, so it is going to make that GET request at this place here. Now, similarly, like this http.get in AngularJS, you have all those options. So from your Angular application code, you can have http.patch, http.delete, http.put request, and so on. So you can make those requests from your AngularJS application, and it is going to be there in your Node.js application with proper routing. Whatever response you will send from this place, you will have that response here in the callback method. So you will have that response at this place. Now, how to handle all those things? So this is the example how you can make some HTTP request. अब कहाँ पे और कैसे करोगे? So in your controller, let's say I'm going for home controller where I list all my persons. So from this home controller, I'm going to have one HTTP request, and it is going to be the GET request. This is where I'm going to do the GET request. Okay. So if I do have add new controller, then at this place, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a put request, because this is adding a new person. So $http.put request I'm going to make. Now details controller, then in this place, I'm again going to have a GET request. If I'm going for edit controller, then at this place, I'm going to make patch request to the server. Okay. So what you can do is just like this one, you have to make a patch request. Now, obviously, when you go for put and patch, you cannot go for simple shorthand method. Refer our PPTs and explanation part of lecture, where you have also seen not a shorthand but other patch methods where you can pass in some extra options. Okay. So you do the HTTP request with extra options, go for patch method, and you can pass in JSON object as a request body, where you can pass the data of your person, updated person data you can pass here. So that's what you need to go for. So that's one way, and that's how you are going to work in your project. But let's say you don't want to work with Angular and Node both at a time. मान लो कि आप Node application और Angular application दोनों में एक साथ काम नहीं करना चाहते हो. Then what you can do is you can write your APIs here, and you can test this APIs using different tools. Now, one is the this one, the Postman tool. Okay, let me show you. This is the Postman. Look, Postman you can have as a browser extension also in your Chrome browser. You can install an extension, Postman, or you can download this Postman as a standalone application, desktop application also, where you can have your entire URL. You can select which request you want to make on that URL. So if you want to go for GET request, so select GET, and then you have, let's say, localhost colon 8000 port, and then I go for, let's say, products. Now this is going to be my URL. If it is a GET request, no parameters will be required. But let's say in your products, you go for the product ID 4, okay, then this can be your ID. Now that can be your parameter also. If you go for post request, or maybe you go for put request, then what you'll do is your entire data you are not going to append here. It's not feasible to append the entire data. So you will go for the query parameters, or you may go for the header parameters. Okay, so simple query parameters will be appended at this place. Header parameters will be sent as a part of the packet of a request. Okay, so separately it won't be appended here inside the URL. So here you can set, let's say, the product ID I want to have is 5, then maybe the product name is going to be phone or something like this way. You can have your parameters. Put request, this is my URL, these are the parameters, and you click send. So it is going to make that request on this place. Now make sure you have this router set up in your Node.js application, and your Node.js application is running. In that case, whatever you respond from this place, you will have that response here at this response place. Okay, you are going to see that response here. Now you are simply going to return JSON code. So at this place, you are going to receive that JSON code. That's it. So you can test it. Now that's what you have to do in your Node.js API practical. Again, I'll suggest that you simply use Express so that you can easily create any API you want. And in that API, you read your file and return your file. Your file must be JSON right now. That's it. That's what we want. You test your APIs using this kind of a tool. If it is working properly, then you do this, or you make this request from your AngularJS using HTTP module of AngularJS. HTTP, sorry, this is not a module, this is actually a service. In AngularJS, HTTP is a service, okay? So using this HTTP service, you call those APIs. Well, that's all from my side. That's what I wanted to explain right now. So now you start creating some APIs in a Node.js application using Express first. Then you test your APIs from, let's say, Postman, or there are other tools, REST API tools. You test it. If it is working properly, then you go to your AngularJS application and update that application, make request to your Node.js application. So you are actually making a link between static application with the Node.js server-side application. Okay, so that's all. If you have any query or question, you may ask. Even alongside, you post your enrollment numbers here in the chat box, so your attendance will be recorded. So post your enrollment numbers in the chat box for your attendance. And still, if you have any query, you may also ask your queries here. Well, if you don't have any query, then just let me stop this recording here. So we don't want unnecessary recording to be uploaded in the channel. So I'm going to stop this recording, but still, you start working on your 6th practical, creating APIs, and during that process, if you face any problem, you may ask me.